Clark County Today is presented by Connell Real Estate. Hire an agent, get a team. Learn more by visiting connellrealestate.com.
Hey everyone, happy Friday to you all. I'm Chris Brown. This is the Phase 2 edition of Clark County Today's video update. That's right, Clark County has finally officially been approved to enter the second phase of Governor Jay Inslee's 4-phase Safe Start Washington plan. And that means restaurants and taverns can open at half capacity. Hairdressers, nail artists, pet groomers, photographers, and other manufacturing sector jobs can also resume with safety measures in place. Churches can hold indoor meetings at 25% capacity or up to 50 people. And you can now gather with up to 5 people outside of your immediate household, which I'm sure none of you were already doing. Anyway, in a press conference this afternoon, Clark County Public Health Officer Dr. Alan Melnick said he made sure Washington Secretary of Health Dr. John Wiesman was aware of a new outbreak at Pacific Crest Building Supply in Ridgefield. Cabinet maker has seen 5 confirmed cases of COVID-19 so far and shut down on Thursday. But Melnick says the state believes the response to that outbreak, as well as the one at Firestone Pacific Foods in Vancouver, has been sufficient to allow for more reopening. And under the governor's current guidelines, there would need to be at least 3 weeks between Phase 2 and Phase 3. It wasn't all good news on the coronavirus front, though. Today, the county saw its first 2 deaths related to the virus since May 15th. The victims were both men, one in his 80s and another in his 30s. Now, this marks the first death of someone under the age of 40 during the outbreak in Clark County. Now, Phase 2 came a little too late for the Ridgefield Raptors and the West Coast League. Today, it became official. The Raptors season is canceled. Here's Paul Valencia to explain why.
Happy Friday, everybody. We are at the Rourke in Ridgefield. It's kind of eerie here. It's all alone, empty. Unfortunately, it's going to be empty most of the summer. The Ridgefield Raptors have had to call off their season. Here's General Manager Gus Farah with more.
Unfortunately, we announced today that we are canceling the 2020 Ridgefield Raptors season. We ran out of room to wait and time. We ran out of time and room to wait. Safety is first, and we thought that if we could move to Phase 2 around the 22nd to the 1st of June, that we might have a chance to do it properly. But we can't be unselfish to the players coming in, host families that we are dependent upon in the core of our success. It's time to lay it to rest and wait for an exciting 2021 season, and that's where we're at today. We love Raptor Nation. We were able to show in year 1 last year that launching this team here in the Southwest Washington and Ridgefield area was a huge success and a huge community gathering, which is really what the team is all about. It's just a place to gather as families. And I'm sorry that we weren't able to pull this off and maybe give you a little relief from everything that we've been up against the last number of months. But we tried, and this is painful for all of us, but hey, we're looking forward to 2021. The WCL is going to have an expansion into Nanaimo, British Columbia for the 13th team in the league, and there's some good things on the horizon. And yeah, we can't wait to see you again, and just keep supporting us. It's important right now, like it is for all local small businesses. But thank you.
All right, thanks, Paul. And you might remember yesterday we brought you interviews with 4 young black men living here in Clark County who shared their perspective amid the racial tension following the death of George Floyd at the hands of Minneapolis police last month. Today, we hear from Ray Reynolds, a longtime Vancouver police officer who says it was heartbreaking to hear those young men talk about being afraid of the police right here in Clark County. Reynolds, you see, happens to be black, and he shared his thoughts with Paul Valencia on why he feels that fear is unfounded and how he hopes to reach out to the community.
You say how we're going to get past this perception. It is through engagement. We get through the false perceptions through engagement, engaging with the community, engaging with these kids, engaging with people that have this perception, and showing them that perception is completely 180 degrees wrong from what we really are doing. We need to engage on a one-on-one basis and get directly involved in the community. And that's what I've been doing, for 33 years? That statement that they are afraid of the police breaks my heart. It it hurts me almost to my core that they would be afraid of somebody that wants only do one thing: to protect and defend them, to make sure that they have a life that they can live in peace, that they can sleep at night without worrying about being attacked. I mean, my whole goal in life is to see that people live in peace.
To see more of Paul's interview with Officer Reynolds, check out the full story at clarkcountytoday.com. Well, the anger over Floyd's death has led to massive protests across the country for over a week now. On Wednesday, about 200 people in Vancouver met to march along Mill Plain from the 7-Eleven on Southeast 98th up to Peace Health Southwest and then back. Now, unlike many places, the protests in Vancouver so far have been largely peaceful, although police have blocked off Vancouver Mall after rumors spread of a plan to set fire to the building. There continue to be rumors of violent protests happening in Clark County, potentially over the weekend. So, of course, we will continue to monitor the situation and update you as necessary. Of course, we also invite you to weigh in by following us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. You can stay updated when stories are posted and share your own thoughts. Respectfully, please. We also invite you to send us story ideas and feedback via email. news@clarkcountytoday.com is the address. Well, it's the end of an era at Joe's Place Farms in Vancouver. Joe Bodine, who founded the family farm nearly 50 years ago, will be retiring this year at the age of 80. The farm store will be closing sometime in 2020 or the beginning of 2021, and many other farm functions are up in the air at the moment. Now, Joe says the growing number of regulations and encroaching development has made continuing the small business farm difficult. Bodine planted his first garden in 1944 at the age of 4, not too far from where the farm presently sits. And over the years, Joe's Place Farm has been featured in news reports over 100 times and enjoyed by many thousands of folks from Clark County and beyond. You can visit clarkcountytoday.com to read the full story and find out how you can support the iconic farm in its final year. State of Washington could be out $1 billion thanks to a massive unemployment insurance fraud scheme. Lackamas Magazine broke this story this week, and they talked with Senator Ann Rivers, who blames Employment Security Director Susie Levine for the failure. Now, Rivers was the Senate Republican lead on the data privacy bill, which passed unanimously but was blocked in the House. And that bill would have locked down the state's consumer data to prevent hacking, requiring two-factor authentication, among other security measures. And Senate Republicans have called for a special legislative session this month. Rivers says the firing of Levine will be high on her priority list. In a 4-3 vote this week, the City Council in Woodland approved a resolution asking Mayor Will Finn to declare the city a sanctuary from the governor's stay-at-home order and Safe Start phased reopening plan. In introducing that resolution, Councilor Dave Plaza said the governor's shutdown orders had caused undue hardship and financial losses to many businesses, some of whom will never recover. Finn, who would have had to approve that resolution, declined to do so on Thursday, saying the city is already well on its way to reopening. Woodland sits on the border between Clark and Cowlitz counties and was already in phase 2 before today. Finn said he was also concerned that businesses might believe they can defy the governor's order only to face fines or even lose their business licenses. Well, Battleground utility customers will see their water bill go down a bit starting this month. The City Council voted this week to implement a 10% utility tax rate reduction early. That was originally set to take effect next January as part of the annexation into Clark County Fire District 3. Now, the move is expected to save Battleground utility customers around $60 through the remainder of this year. The city has also approved a plan to eliminate the extra $20 car tab fee that was helping to fund street improvements there, but that won't take effect until next year. Well, next Monday is the 76th anniversary of the D-Day invasion of World War II, and Clark County Today's Jacob Granneman has been finishing up a documentary on one of the last surviving veterans of that fateful day. Here he is with a preview of the project.
Thanks, Chris. This story really touched me deeply, and the goal behind releasing this documentary, miniature documentary I should say, is that it touches other people as well. It's the story of Joseph, or Joe Miners, who was a D-Day veteran. Unfortunately, Joe passed away in December, and I had the opportunity to interview him a year ago on D-Day of 2019. It's taken us a while, but we are finally putting together a documentary about that interview and that time that we spent with him, and we're going to be releasing it with some other folks in Washington on Monday, June the 6th, 2020, which is the 76th D-Day, as we just heard. And I just encourage people to watch it. I encourage people to hear about Joe's story. It's a very deep one. I think it helps us think about our circumstances, and it really gives us perspective of what men and women sacrificed in the Second World War so that we could have the freedoms that we have. So it's a very exciting story, very emotional story. I encourage you to watch it.
All right, thanks so much for that, Jacob. Look forward to the 3-part documentary series. It's premiering tomorrow, Sunday, and then part 3 on Monday. And there's your quick check of a busy news day and week for ClarkCountyToday.com. Remember to bookmark us, check back often. We update every day, no agenda, no subscription. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to be part of our growing online community. For all of us, I'm Chris Brown. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. We'll be back with you next week.